Welcome back. Do you believe it's a coincidence how you found your animal? Or did they find you? As an animal communicator, the animals have taught me that every single animal that enters into your life has chosen you for a specific reason, a time, and a place. And this was all prearranged often before you even came to this earth. Hi, I'm Kathy Van Gilder, and I have been an animal communicator for over 20 years. I help people to connect and understand the wisdom and messages from animals. And in episode 2, we are going to be diving into soul agreements. So why the animals present, past, and future enter into your life, and the purpose of that, why they are coming into your life and walking through life with you. Animals all have soul agreements. They have soul agreements with humans. They have soul agreements with other animals, and we have soul agreements with them. And what we're going to be focusing on in this video is specifically our soul agreement with an animal we have in our life. So have you ever brought an animal home, a dog, a cat, a bird, a horse, any animal, and you felt this instant connection with them, like maybe they had lived there forever, or that you knew each other from another time, even though you had never met them? That is a deep soul connection. And that also is an indicator that you have a soul contract with them. So it doesn't matter if you think that, you got your dog, let's say from a breeder, and the breeder picked out your dog for you. Or let's say an animal walked into your yard and really is asking to be part of your family. Or you just went into the shelter one day and you came home with an animal. Those are all ways that our animals find us. There's many different ways. And so no matter how they found you, it still is this soul agreement. So what is a soul agreement? Well, it's an agreement that you made often prior to incarnating, coming to the earth, both you and this animal, for this animal to come in and assist you in some way. So it could be lots of different ways. It could be just as a beautiful companion because you need one. It could be for support, and it could be for testing limitations or boundaries with you to learn that lesson. It can be a whole host of things. It can be just purely to support you and show you that you're loved and that you are lovable. There are so many different ways, but the animals come in, and they come in specifically for us to help us with prearranged things. So how do we know it's a soul agreement? Well, the animal feels familiar. The animal feels like home. They are so comforting to you. Those reasons are all indicators of that you've got a soul agreement with an animal. And again, they've come in, and in a lot of ways, the animals talk about this, that they incarnate with a specific body that looks a certain way. So if you're really drawn to tabby cats, let's say, they're going to make sure that they're a tabby cat so that you won't miss that. You're going to notice them and want to take them home. Or they may have specific personality traits that you really like or that are similar to yours. There's all sorts of different ways. Or even the bird that you befriend in your backyard with food and you're feeding them. Most likely that animal, if they stick around for a while and you form a connection with, you probably have a soul agreement with them. They're teaching you about something, helping you learn, helping to support you. So these animals come in for all different reasons, but they orchestrate everything behind the scenes to ensure that you do notice them and pick them out, even though they're the ones doing the choosing. And sometimes you may ask, sometimes people don't always choose that because we do have free will. So sometimes an animal, the human doesn't take them. And often people will ask, well, does that animal feel sad? Yes, they feel a bit disappointed but that animal's higher self understands that there's a plan B or a plan C, and so there will be other options. And that higher self also understands that there's free will, and so that person doesn't have to choose that. And some animals that enter into our lives that we have soul agreements with, it can be challenging sometimes. And so they can be animals that like to push our boundaries, or are particularly needy, or are just a little more standoffish, and we want to be cuddly with them. So they're all teaching us lessons. So the lessons can come through that way as well. I had a challenging relationship initially with my dog Holly, who's now 13. But the first couple years of her life, she really pushed boundaries. She needed me to be a leader and to stand in my power much more than I was doing. And once I learned that, then she backed off and things got much smoother and she became a much easier dog. But that was part of our soul agreement, is for me to work on that a bit. But we also at the same time always had a deep soul and heart connection. Knowing that we have a soul agreement with an animal is really powerful and profound. But there's a flip side to that. Because we brought them into our homes and our lives, we often think that we need to teach them. But in fact, in the next video, we're going to talk about how they are actually the gurus and we are the students. And if this resonates with you, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss the rest of the series. And if you want to go deeper, check out the link below in the description for my free gift.